My name is Alessandra. I am the communication manager at the AEC, and I'm very happy to welcome all of you today to this Metric online session. So Metric is a European network that focuses on the advancement of improvisation in higher music education institutions. We have about 20 members across all over Europe. One of our members is ESMUC in Catalonia, and Pedro is one of the teachers there. He's been active within the network for a while. He's a violinist, he's a composer, he's a researcher. He's very active in multidisciplinary and intermediate art projects. His works have been presented at various festivals, and I think he will tell us a little bit more about himself as well. So very excited to have you, Pedro. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Alessandra. Yes, I'm gonna today talk a little bit about a project I'm developing, and it's still not really fully matured. So I want to use this time also to get feedback and get a discussion going. The first thing I'm gonna do is to share my screen. One sec. Let's see if I can. Right. Can you all see the presentation? Yes?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Well, first, I'm working mostly with multimedia art. I'm a composer and a violin player. And this particular project started from an interest on how to collaborate in an online setup. I will first explain a little bit the order of the structure of this presentation. We will start by describing a little bit the project. Then I would like to have a short Q&A with questions about the ideas that are presented. Then I would like to offer you to try a short demo of the platform. And then the demo will actually happen in a different platform, in the platform itself, Creative Match, not in Zoom. So you will need to leave the Zoom call and then come back after the demo is over. And finally, we will have this feedback and next steps section in which I would like to discuss some ideas with you. So let's start. What is Creative Match? Creative Match is a browser-based software environment. So think about it as a web app that the idea is that it helps the users to design, also facilitating and also studying, structure one-to-one creative online encounters. So the platform basically allows pairs of participants to meet online, exchange ideas, improvise, and also co-create projects within a guided interaction format. So there is like a hard-coded interaction in the system. The longer question, like long-term question, is how different teachers, artists, and researchers and people that will get involved in the project might use it to design their own project. So at the moment, it's something quite specific, but at the same time, the software itself is open to be morphed and transformed into different cases, depending on what people want to do with it. And this is also my point at the moment. I want to leave a lot of space for finding out what this kind of a structure encounter can be useful for people working in the field. So in the current presentation today, I will focus on a particular use case, in one use case, that is called the matchmaking use case 1. And you can think about this use case as an online speed dating system for artists to find potential artistic and academic collaborators in other European institutions. So at the moment, the project is kind of linked to higher music education institutions. The idea is that through gamified structure one-to-one online encounters, the platform enables randomly paired users to connect, brainstorm, and co-create projects in these short guided interactions. And the goal is to connect the students and academic peers, foster creative exchange, and in the end, this matching platform help them quickly see if they are a good match for future collaboration. So in this case, this particular use case is really directed towards a speed dating platform kind of thing for artists. So how does it work, this use case? So this use case for matchmaking is organized around scheduled online events that last approximately 2 hours. And users can sign up through a public calendar on the webpage, creativematch.org. And during one of these events, the participants that are present in the event are randomly paired and guided through a sequence of short one-to-one encounters. And these encounters last around 15 minutes. All right, so what happens during those 15 minutes encounters? Each encounter is a guided collaboration designed to help these two participants that are matched quickly sense how it feels to work together. These encounters are guided by protocols. This is another term that I basically invented for this. And these protocols are predefined interaction scores that organize the experience of like working or exchanging ideas with this other person into timed phases. So a typical encounter in a creative match, this use case, begins by establishing a simple point of connection between two participants. Then it shifts to shared tasks that reveal coordination and listening through different media. So it's not only video, but it could be text, it could be different things that I will explain later. Then, after this first connection, it gradually moves towards a moment of co-creation. So the participants inside of the platform build something together, like an artifact, like a product of their interaction. After completing an encounter, like around, 10, 11 minutes, participants can decide whether they want to exchange contact information with this user that they are matched with, or to stop the connection. And they can decide to stay in the platform or also leave their contact to keep the conversation also beyond the platform. So it's basically like a matchmaking event. All right, let's talk a little bit about the protocols. So these protocols that govern the encounters are built from a sequenced combination of 4 elements. So the first element, the first one, is the interaction morality that this element defines the shared medium that the users are using. It could be text, like a chat, it could be audio, it could be video, it could be drawing in a shared canvas, or also MIDI music tools, online music tools. Then there is a prompt that frames the task, so it tells them what to do in this medium, and sets also the tone of the exchange. Then we have the duration that defines the length of the phase, or each of the phases. And then finally, we define also the interaction dynamics, so how time and roles are distributed in this particular phase. For example, it could be that it's turn-taking, or maybe is one directional, so I'm listening and you're speaking, or maybe it's like a co-creative, fully simultaneous action, so we are kind of playing together, and it's not clear who is leading and who is following, but it's like a co-creative state. The idea is that because these protocols, these like designs are modular, they can be tested, refined, and recombined in different ways. So the idea would be that the platform in this particular use case allows to grow a library of reusable formats for different groups, contexts, and educational goals. So depending on your profile, maybe you want to have a certain protocol for matchmaking that is closer to your interest than in another, background user. To the right, you can see some examples of different phases of the matchmaking use case. So this is a particular use case that we will also try today. And these are some of the phases and how they are organized. All right, so before continuing, I want to talk about a pilot study that I did at ESMUC, trying this particular use case of the matchmaking. And it's called Protocol Demo 1. So this case was tested through pilot sessions at ESMUC, in my university, in 2025 in Barcelona. And the analysis that you can see here shown like different trials by 20 participants from music performance, classical music performance, sonology, composition, and composition master's programs, and also some faculty members. And the age range of the participants was from 18 years old to 51 years old. So after the session, participants completed a short survey using a 1 to 7 Likert scale. And then also we had some interviews, and the qualitative feedback was useful. The participants identified the virtual piano as one of the most meaningful phases because it made this creative intuition of actually doing something together immediately perceivable, perceptible by the other user. They also described the encounter as having a different relational logic from ordinary or in-person meetings. So the platform itself created a different feeling of doing something with someone that they were not used to. They said it was not better or worse, but just they feel different. There was a different way of meeting and collaborating. Also, some participants said that they felt it was too short and they would like to control the timing more. And I think this is important for the next iteration. So there should be, even in this use case, there should be still a lot of changes happening to the platform. Yeah, I also think that definitely the whole environment is totally dependent on the goal. So for matchmaking, probably there are certain ways of thinking about the design of the interaction that it would be totally different to peer learning or something more like an improvised concert in the platform. Everything will have their own dynamics, let's say. So how are those protocols designed? So the platform now, it has two modes, let's say. The mode of the user that actually experiences the interaction, and the role of the protocol designer. The protocol designer would be someone that is also a user, but that is able to construct a certain protocol for a certain use case. So imagine that you want to use a protocol for your lessons, and you want to have different exercises being tried by students online, and you will have this editor in which you can design or define the phases of this interaction and the different prompts for each phase and the timing and everything. And then you will be able to try it out and yeah, get kind of like an idea of what worked, what didn't, what should I change. In a way, I think the platform could become kind of like a tool to explore different strategies for these online collaborative practices. So how to like a tool to research on that and to get more ideas and to develop different strategies, let's say. If you have any other questions, remarks, or interest in participating in the project in any way, you can write an email to me, and I would be very happy to reply with different options and different ideas of what could be the next step for a collaboration in that project.
Pedro, one more question. Is this platform, the creative match protocol, is something that are you developing at your school, at the ESMUC?
Yeah, it's a personal project. It's only, and the moment it's only me doing this. So it's like, this is why it's not very, very high level yet. I need a proper engineer to do like a good quality thing. But yeah, I'm doing it as a side project at my university, and I would like to build it with other people that would be interested in thinking about it and in to find interesting ways of using it or to develop it with me. So yes, but it's like a SMUC thing, personal project. At the moment, it's only me programming and thinking about it.
So this is also a call for collaborators in case there's people with ideas. Yes.
That's 100% the idea of this presentation. That if someone is interested in participating in any way, like just write a message to me and I would be happy to share more about possible ways of developing this together.
Great. Well, Pedro, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us about Creative Match and for taking us through the process. There will be more Metric online sessions this year. So we have one upcoming one in May, on the 27th of May. And then we will have one in June with Diego that is just here in the call. You will get reminders for those. The links are already there to register. So yeah, don't hesitate to join us at the next sessions. And once again, Pedro, thank you so much. And hopefully there's a lot of people that will be in touch.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.